I think it's here, guys. So let's go see what I bought. So it's been kind of tough. Don't mind the dogs here. Well, let's see. Baby's about to get a new intake. Alright guys, so we're going to unbox the JLT. Like I said, I got the JLT intake for the Hellcat. So I'll link up in the video somewhere a little more on that. So I'm kind of excited. Like I said, I'm not going to do too many mods to my Hellcat, but this is one of the mods that if anybody's interested, it will give you anywhere from 15 to 20 horsepower. Alright, so I went with JLT because last time in my charger, I went with the AFE. Really didn't see a significant difference. All right, so let's see what's in here. So, got this bad boy here. Ooh, that's huge. All right, and then once I get everything out of the box, I'll have it on the table where you guys can actually see this stuff. This thing's massive. Oh, it already comes with the stuff on the... I thought I would have to cut it. Oh, that's perfect. All right, so let me get this out of the box here. You get all the pieces, and then we'll kind of go through all the pieces together. All right, so here's everything in the box. Don't be intimidated by it. There are many videos online that I have looked at. They also send you this packet and it's supposed to give you instructions. However, when I scan the QR code, it's not online, it's not working, so the page is not found. So again, there are multiple resources. I looked at this one particular YouTube channel, and I'll link him in the description box, but he did a great job of kind of walking through how to do this whole air intake install. Anyway, so the first thing is you have your inlet here. This is going to connect, of course, you have your throttle body here, and this is going to go into the air box that's going to have your air intake. The air box is here. One thing I like about it, this thing is super, super big, huge, but it already has the rubber gaskets on. I know it's probably not a big thing for you guys who actually are used to modding your car, but I was freaked out about trying to cut these bad boys and get this nicely secure around the air box. Again, here, this comes already prefabricated on the air box here. Next, you have your clamps, of course. They do put in the box where if you have a charger, so this piece here, this is for the Challenger, this hooks up to your air box, and we'll get into that later in the video. It's super easy to install. Based on what I was looking at, you have arrows. And let me see if I can find the arrow, because now that I said it was super easy. Here it is. So you see that arrow? So you have arrows that basically tell you you have to line things up. So it shouldn't be too hard. Again, you have hose, and then you have other pieces. This connects directly to your light, and we'll kind of get in that when we go. Again, here is the huge super cone. I am excited. I think too, what I'm going to do before we install, I'm going to take a couple of runs so you guys can hear what the factory supercharger sounds like with the air intake versus this one after. So that'll be a great thing too. kind of get ready and change this intake. So here, right here, this is a 5/16, and I have to take this off. So what I would recommend doing first is taking this out, and then this is my plan. Unloosening here, and then you see this piece here, we're gonna have to take this off here in order to pull the whole air intake out. And then of course here, getting your screwdriver here, this is a flathead to be able to pull it up. All right, so let's do that. All right, let's get that going here. My hand's gonna get dirty. I should have put gloves on. But anyway, I guess that's, I'm gonna have mechanic hands now. I'm gonna have mechanic hands. I wonder if I can get that all the way out. Shit, I'm determined I'm gonna do this shit myself. So then I'm going to, let's do that. Let's loosen that. And then, all right, we gotta loosen this piece here. Connect, basically you're disconnecting the sensor. Oh boy. Oh, the gray thing came off with the black thing. Okay, and then now I'm gonna have to sit here and take this off. So I looked at several videos, so you gotta be careful that you do not cut the connecting piece, but you wanna take, the goal is to take this hose off, because once we disconnect this screw, we'll be able to take this all off here. All right, so you remember I was telling you guys that you have to take this hose off in order to take this whole intake out. Remember, there's a screw there, so we'll get to that in a minute. But this is where I want to kind of tell you guys, you have to be really careful. So you don't want to damage this piece here. So you just take a regular size blade, and you want to, like I did, you want to make a thin cut here, being mindful of not taking, you see how that is right here? I got a little bit of scrape, but it's all good. Perfect. All right, so now you take your flathead and you want to righty tighty, lefty loosey. So basically you're loosening this clamp here. That's going to allow you to take this off of the throttle body. All right, so I loosen this here, and then you see how that's just going to come right on off of your throttle body. Now, one of the things too, I was thinking too, I think I should loosen these here so that I have a little more wiggle room to be able to pull this bad boy out. All right, so one of the things that I saw, I was trying to take this off and I forgot that that bad boy is hooked to the scoop that is connected to your light. So I'm going to have to unloosen this a little bit to kind of give me wiggle room so I can maneuver this out. So again, I'm taking that off. I'm going to put, that'll put a 3/8 here. So I'm going to put that on here and just kind of loosen a little bit. I want to fuck up my Hellcat. Shit. I don't think I gotta completely take it off, but how the hell am I gonna get in there? Look at this, my granddaddy would be proud of me. All right, so I loosen these. Make sure, again, for all my gals out here who are looking at this channel as well, don't lose these screws. Put it in a secure spot. I'll probably move it again in a minute. All right, so this should give me enough wiggle room to try to squeeze this out. So give me a second and let me work with this. All right, girls, so don't be too proud to ask your husbands or significant others for help. I just had surgery. This is a little bit too much for me. I'm gonna get my husband to help me pull this so I can get this off. All right, so I have Frank here to help me. God damn, Frank, really? You ashy, bro. Okay,
Come on.
now What do I do? Pull it out now?
Well, you're gonna have to work with that scoop.
I think for my surgery, let me hold this.
Hold this.
Yeah, let me hold that.
I have to work with the scoop. We probably should remove this here.
Okay.
There may be some access there.
And then I'm gonna hold this out of your way.
Just
I think because it's more. Oh, I didn't know that can come off.
So we got it here, and then we probably can get to the scoop easier and take it out. Because that's what's holding this thing in, is the scoop here.
Okay.
So
you want me to move this?
Not yet. We just gotta, you know, finagle it a little bit until, yeah, maybe you can pick it up a little bit and just hold it. Is it too much pressure on you? You just gotta work and watch your fingers, please, until you get it out. It's probably a more effective way to do it, but this is what I know right now. There it is.
Good job.
All right, so move the box out.
Back down. So more to come, because I know when I get this done, I'm gonna switch out that throttle body, get a bigger one, give me a couple more horsepower. Like I said, just trying to do little things that can soup up that horsepower. Something basic, but gonna definitely get another throttle body. In the meantime, I told my husband to get a rag so at least we can cover that up. So remember too, my husband put this back up here for me, you have to reuse the sensor. So carefully you take this out, this piece out, because we're going to use this on the new intake as well. And then there's another arrow here that I saw. So again, you're just going to put this right in here and make sure that it is securely put in there. Make sure that's in. Don't tighten anything yet. Nope. Yep, that's perfect. And then, all right, so that is your assembled pieces. All right, perfect. All right, so outside now to the car. So in this bag had a couple of gaskets that we need to put on here. One, this goes with the sensor. Remember I told you you gotta take the sensor out your old one. So we're gonna pop that bad boy in, and you just gotta line it up like that. And then this one goes to the other one. Make sure it's lined up in there. Yep. Okay. So you're gonna push that down. A minute. That has to be lined up that way. Make sure all the parts are lined up, and then if you look in here, you see how that part is lined up. That's your sensor. All right, perfect. So we got that on. All right. Now, I'm gonna open up the cone. This cone is massive. I bet you that supercharger, that whine is gonna be crazy. So I went with the pre-oiled one. There's a different option. You don't have to get the oiled one. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna, what do you want me to lift this up?
Yeah, go back that way a little bit. We gotta just work this in here. Make sure you have that clamp tight because it will spin around on you if you don't have it. And we got that grommet here that's gonna fit into the hole. And there's the intake. It's almost like a triangle. That's the shape of this here. Remember, they already put your gaskets up there for you. So it's good to go with the new version of this intake. Maybe they can't see. So we just gotta work with it. Seems like it's gonna be easier than what we thought. Maybe, hopefully. We just gotta work with it and make it, you gotta make it fit. So now we got the air intake through the light fixture pretty much in there and seated. Now we just gotta seat the whole thing, and then we'll work on this as we're moving the air box a little bit. But just gotta check and make sure everything is seated. So that triangle, that where it pulls the air from the bottom of the car, goes up into the air box, and it'll go through the tube and through the inlet through the throttle body and into the engine and all that kind of stuff. So it looks like we got it in there pretty good, and it looks like our bolt is gonna line up pretty well. Now if you can set that down.
Set it down.
Looks like you already got most of the work done already. Just good to go. I do like the stock inlet tube a little bit better than this one here, but it's in there pretty good. Now you'll take,
And the bucket sits up like this? That's big.
say what?
The bucket.
What
Oh,
bucket?
we're gonna put it down.
Yeah, we gotta tighten it down. It's gonna be tight.
I can let that go.
Yeah, you can let it go.
All right, so you remember going back in when we were in the house, the bag came with this little connecting tube here, because you remember we had to put this in here. This is your sensor, of course, because you remember we got to take your hose. Your hose is going to basically connect here and then here on that little piece that we had disconnected from the previous hose. So let me go ahead and put that on. And then also in the bag, it came with these little connectors, because you remember we have to do these things. These connectors, that's going to go here to tighten both sides of it. All right, so my husband helped me put in the air box. I already tightened this bolt back, because remember we had to finagle this so that we can get the box in. I'm just gonna finish tightening this, and then we'll be all set to go to the next thing. All right, so finally got that piece in here. This eventually I'm going to tighten up. I've got the inlet here. This rubber piece here has to go over the throttle body. I'm gonna try to sit here, do this. Let's see if I can, and make sure you have that seal over the throttle body. It's coming. Okay, so I have it on the throttle body. I'm gonna get my husband to hold it up so I can try to get this under here. And then that. I'm coming, Frank.
That's all right.
Yeah, like that.
Just tuck it in here. Start tightening. And get the screw. There you go. I'm gonna hold it for you and you can tighten it.
Okay. Can you line those up too eventually?
Yeah, that's gonna be lined up. Make sure it's flush before you start tightening now. And I'll tighten this one as well. And we're gonna do the same thing here.
Right here?
Yeah, good.
Okay. This one's not too bad.
And you want to try to do this as aesthetically pleasing as possible.
I know, I lined it up.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a good train of thought. Because what's stock, I think, is a little bit better than this, but you got to work with what you got, right? I'm sure there's some upgrades to this, but you got it lined up pretty well. Then you'll do the same thing here. We did some moving around a little bit, so we got to recheck all of this stuff and make sure that we're lined up. Looks good. This one fits a little better because you have that ring there. Maybe that looks good to you. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we can
Ready?
start there, yep. And I'll help you down at the bottom. Keep it flush
Thanks.
to the box.
I'm gonna need you to get to tighten it up though.
That's
That's my stomach.
That's all right. All right, let me see. wider head, but that's what we got right here. All right, so that's good to go. We're gonna bolt this down once we finish with it, but everything appears to be tight
And then
good to go. So we got that one other clasp that we're gonna put there.
well, you might as well just come and help me now.
Okay,
So
so I'll
we
do
get
it.
finished.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get that later.
I
We'll start
did my first mod. I got tightened.
Yeah,
Do we cut these off or do you leave those?
We can. But you don't want to cut them too short though, in case you got to go back through and.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's just better to have than not. But yeah, we can come down on it a little bit.
And then I just
run
gotta
these tubes tight.
tighten this and hook my sensor up, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Don't blow my ears, man. I still gotta put it. Dang, that thing loud. Woo! I gotta put that daggone bolt on. That thing loud. All right, guys, we're back. So I have my husband here. I installed the JLT intake, and I did before. Now we're gonna do it after. A lot of people were saying that they could hear a difference with the noise of the supercharger. They said that the whine was louder. Also, JLT stands behind it, saying that it will increase 15 to 20 rear wheel horsepower. So. Just wanted to kind of, you know, come up here so that you guys can see my first mod that I did by myself. It wasn't really that bad. Overall, a couple hours. All right, guys, so I'm gonna be honest, everything was looking good, and then when I got ready to put this screw on, I dropped it. My heart sank. Anyway, so my husband was able to go to Advanced Auto. No, where did you go? Ace Hardware. And this is the thing here. So when you go to the regular stock here, the OEM part, it's the hex head screw, and then it's the M6 1x40. So this is the screw, and literally you can go down there to the hardware store and you can get it for, how much was it? Like $3. Stainless steel. So again, if you guys run into trouble like I did, there is a way to fix that. All right, guys.